Now we go to the second point, which is endowment. In Arabic, endowment means waqf. And waqf means to hold all types of usage of a property and make it a source of benefit and income throughout the rest of its existence. Which means that this property cannot be sold, cannot be gifted, and cannot be inherited. And this is something that is highly recommended in Islam. In the past, one of the most major source of income to the Muslims were endowments. At present, the greatest source of income to the Vatican is endowment. This small, it's not even a city, a small village or town, yet they have so much wealth that is beyond imagination. I remember in 1991, I was in a visit to a refugee camp in Zagreb, Croatia, and in Ljubljana in Slovenia. And the Islamic teacher in the refugee camp was telling me that last week they had 3 airplanes, 747, cargo planes, with priests. And it was filled with the Bible in the language of the people of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and in Croatian, translated, with lots of food, candy, and toys for the children. And I said, how could they do this? And she said that this is from the Vatican, and they have hundreds and thousands of similar dispatches throughout the whole world, preaching their own religion, their own falsehood. And I said, subhanallah. And what are the Muslims doing? Where are the Muslims financing? All what I had with me, I remember at the time, was like maybe $4,000. And I bought with it cartons of banana and detergents, soap, because this is what they needed for their laundry, and few other silly things that was gone in like seconds. So endowment empowers the Muslims because it gives them a source of income not related to the government. For example, if there is an Islamic satellite channel like Huda TV, Zat TV, Peace TV, and one rich person comes and says, listen, this shopping mall is all endowments for Allah Azza wa Jal, and whatever revenue comes goes to propagating Islam. Do you think that the Islamic channel would be begging people for money, unable to produce programs that would benefit the whole ummah? Of course not. They would have a lot of the possibilities without end to propagate Islam. And you can say that about circles of tahfidh al-Quran, about publishing Islamic books, about building orphanages, about building houses to take in abused women, domestic violence victims, etc. The sky is the limit. The biggest problem is the Muslims are not putting any effort. They're not giving any money, except a few. And those few would usually be selfish. So if I'm a rich person, I have a lot of money, I would probably build buildings and instruct that the revenue go all to my children after my death, which is good. Keeping your children rich is good. What did I do for the sake of Islam? Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, he said that when the Prophet ﷺ gave us our share from Khaybar, after the conquest of Khaybar, the Prophet gave us, the Muslims, shares and plots of lands. And Khaybar was a very, very rich village with lots of farms that was so rich in its agricultural products. So I came to the Prophet and said, "O Prophet of Allah, I have this land of Khaybar, which is the most valuable property I have ever owned. What do you order me to do with it? Because it's so dear to my heart, it's not a collector's items. This is our reversed ideas of things. So if I have something I love, I would keep it until I die, though I'm not using it. Why am I not using it? Because I love it." So the companions were the opposite. If they loved something, they expressed their greater love to Allah by donating it for the sake of Allah. So Umar came and said, "This is my land and I cherish it and it's very precious to my heart. Tell me, what should I do with it? I want to do something that pleases Allah." So the Prophet ﷺ said to him, "You may wish to retain the principle and dedicate the yield for charity. So the revenue you get from it is to be given to charity." So Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, stipulated that the land itself would never be sold, given as a gift, or possessed by inheritance. And this is the key hadith that governs the issues of waqf. Now, the famous hadith we all know by heart, and the terminology of as-sadaqatul jariyah, when the son of Adam dies, all his deeds come to an end except in three ways. One, a continuous act of charity. This is part of endowment. So before I die, I ask the brothers in Kenya to go to a poor area and dig a well, and I pay for it. So the villagers drink from that well. It would last maybe 100 years. This is ongoing charity while I'm in my grave. That's it. Someone comes and, for example, sponsors my weekly program on Huda channel or on Zad channel. It's Islam Q&A. And they pay for it for a whole year. And people all over the world watch these questions and answers on YouTube, on Facebook, and so and so. The money they gave to the channel, not to the sheikh. But the channel managed to publish it. They are in their graves and their good deeds meter is clicking. This is what endowment